Now, to the audience, some questions, I believe. So maybe you could use Edith to gesture over that way and cue this film.
Dost thou have a question?
Yes, I do. It's been said before, but I think it needs to be said again. Thanks for coming up with an original movie.
There will be a board game, I swear, probably, and then remake it for the board game.
Also, real quick, I have to say brown coats represent with Summer Glau up there. But my question's for Danny. What do you think Abed would think of this movie?
I think Abed would be in this movie.
It would have been one of the LARPers.
Yeah, this has been the year of Dungeons and Dragons and LARPing for me. I got to be Dungeon Master in an episode of Community for the first time, which was awesome and informative. And yeah, I think he would absolutely love this movie. Yeah, he'd also be great at keeping track of who's really dead.
Next question.
Hi, my question's for Ryan. You've played a bunch of different roles recently. How do you go preparing from, being a knight in here, from a superhero to Jason Stackhouse? What's the best way for you to get into each character?
The best way for me to get in? Look, I'd like to say it's such a deep and meaningful process that I really go to a place in my soul that's hard to channel. But I don't do too many things in my life well. I guess playing this caper that we call acting is one of them. I get the feeling that I keep fooling people like Joe into getting me a job.
Oh God, shut up.
No, and we get the chance to go out to areas like Spokane and make crazy, mad films like this. It's a pleasure.
It's kind of disappointing to meet you in person, though, because my wife and I watched True Blood, and I had her convinced that you were CG. Next question, please.
I have a question for Summer Glau. What was it like filming this comedy? Like, what was it like filming this comedy?
It was like 6 weeks of summer camp. It was really, really fun. We had a blast. I learned a lot. It was an incredible cast, and I felt really honored. And it was like no other movie I've ever done. It was 6 weeks of nights, and we felt like we were the only people out in the forest for an adventure. Yeah, we were. That was great.
Next question.
Hi. First of all, this is one of the most amazing casts I've ever seen for any movie.
Thank you very much.
I keep saying that every day.
Because you guys are just so great. You've all represented shows that have been my all-time favorites throughout my life. But this is a question for all of you guys, and it's, what was it like working with this cast in particular?
So just get on the line. Who was your favorite?
I liked working with everybody but Jimmy.
That was going to be my joke about how much I hate.
Whoa. I'm not done. See, that's what I'm talking about. Now I'm done. I love you, Jimmy.
I love Jimmy too. But Margarita was my girl, we were the only girls in the boys club, so I'll just say I'm so happy you were there.
Ditto. Yeah, the whole cast was just unbelievable. I feel like every day coming to work was a little surreal to have such an ensemble of talented, funny, exciting actors to work with. So, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I came in late in the game, and I was just so happy to be part of this group because everyone here is amazing. I came, and Jimmy showed me what Idaho looks like for the first time in my life. We drove there once. Played pool with Michael Gladys. I had a great time. It was awesome.
I got to fly with Danny on the plane on the way up there. He became my man crush.
It's mutual.
Yeah, everybody was great. It was just, we all just kind of came together. I don't think too many people knew each other, and we all really hit it off. I felt really lucky. Except for Peter. I guess for me, like I always enjoy the acting experience of acting with these guys, but to act with a 14-foot succubus was kind of that was rather a nice sort of tick off the belt, I guess, because it's one thing to read it on the page and sort of think, okay, maybe they're going to do this CG, but they got the guys, Guillermo's guys from Spectrum Motion to come in, and we got these ridiculous beasts that we actually act with, and that doesn't take too much when you've got this thing coming at you when it's too much away. But it's yeah, it was easy. It was great.
Actually, my favorite moment is right now when you said creature. The nice lady over there who's doing sign language did this. That's exactly my direction when I was doing it. Like, dude. And I just hear. Yeah, actually, I'm glad you mentioned that. One of the things that I think was really important for all of us was, you know, there's a lot of scenes with a lot of actors in the mise en scène, if you will, and you know, we shoot these wide shots, and I have all these amazing actors, and they're all playing to like real things, real creatures, and that was so important. And having that on set, and dead bodies everywhere, and blood and body parts, and watching all these guys act around it and smiling the whole time, it was a dream come true.
Next question. I was gonna say, hey Peter, man, I've ever since I seen you in Penelope with you and Christina Ricci, I think you're pretty much a good actor, man. I really like your performance in that. Sorry, I'm kind of nervous, but you're awesome, man. You're you're one of my favorite actors out there. But the main question is, what really made you want to get involved in this kind of genre? Because I think this is one of the really kick-ass films you guys are coming out with. I'm really thankful to God. But like once again, what made you really want to do this? You know.
The script was just great. It's really sort of rare to come across a script like this that's that original and really funny. I like doing comedies, and I just had never done anything like it before. And that's my own personal criteria for doing it. And they wanted me.
Actually, the role was written for a 6'4" fat Asian man named Hung. So when Matt Wall and Mark Burton, the illustrious producer of the film, called me up one night, and they're like, you know, because I'm thinking, how the hell are we gonna find this person? And I remember reading the M. Night Shyamalan book about how they did Lady in the Water, and they just found this girl, and it worked. Well, it worked. Whatever. It did. But I'm sitting there going, now what if I got her and she made her shave her head and play a dude? But how are we gonna find this character? And then Matt called up and goes, all right, dude, just listen, just hear me out. Dinklage. And immediately I just went, hell yes. Absolutely. Like it fit so perfectly, in a way, kind of. Yes, sir.
My question is for Summer. I just want to know how you got attached to this film, and also if the cast is going to be signing any autographs at all today.
Well, once I went in and talked to Joe and Matt and Mark, I was sold, and the first person I heard was attached to it was Steve Zahn, and I've loved him for so long, and I was so excited to get to work with him. So that was pretty much it. It was so easy. It was an easy decision.
Next question.
Yeah, just this is a very impressive cast. Mr. Dinklage, I loved you in The Station Agent and Death at a Funeral. My question was
He's good in everything.
Oh yeah, definitely. My question's for the director. With live-action role-playing being sort of a smaller group of people, what were the concerns when you were doing this about trying to make it accessible to a larger audience?
Well, that was the one thing that was so great about having a character like Joe, because he's kind of the uninitiated. He's the ordinary guy. We like to call the Dreyfus, the ordinary guy put in a very extraordinary situation. Now, Ryan was like the guy who was just like, what? Which is exactly what everyone says when you hear about a movie that's about LARPing. What? Or you hear the title, what? And, wow, that sounds really good. What? But no, that was like having Ryan be this character that has never LARPed before. It was our ability to kind of initiate the audience in a way. I mean, like you saw in the clip, we needed to have a scene like that where, you know, you just get the basics out, you know, like or at least you know enough, because, you know, like for me, a lot of the best scripts are the ones that go, you know, have something that's set up like Zemeckis Gale, where they would set something up and then kind of pay it off in the end. And it's like, if you have those moments, it makes it a more enjoyable experience. And if you have something where you have a character like Joe who doesn't know what it is to LARP, and then by the end of the film is like, yes, and now we have to deal with a big monster, you know. So that's where we were able to kind of initiate the uninitiated the audience, because we wanted to assume that you've never heard of LARPing before, you know, and that was our like sure to make the medicine go down in a way.
Could this movie swell the ranks of LARPers?
God, I hope so.
Sort of the way Top Gun did with the military. People are rushing out to join.
Oh my God! And we need more heavy metal in this world. So yes, absolutely. What's funny is that, thank you, metalheads. The weirdest thing though is like we were in Spokane doing prep, and we're just driving around looking for locations, and there was 17 dudes out there LARPing their ass off, and we're like, stop the car now. And everyone's like, and we just went out there, and they're like, oh, you guys are doing the LARPing movie. It's just so random, you know, and that happens, you know, like you just kind of go, you're driving along, you're like, ah, LARPers, you know, and I hope that that happens more, you know, because I mean, the whole film was about wish fulfillment. Be all you can't be. And where else but Comic-Con can you dress up like a Na'vi, or be, you know, from Final Fantasy 17 or something? You know, like that's where else? You can't go to Baja Fresh looking like that. Come on. But the burrito Ultimo is excellent. I'm hoping I get an endorsement now. But that's the thing. Like, if everybody can, you know, feel like they can express themselves and do anything, whether it's LARPing or paintballing or be in a band or make movies. I've like bullshitted you all. I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I'm LARPing right now. I'm role-playing. I'm a director. That's what we're trying to get across here, is that you can be someone else.
This question over here.
My question's for Summer. You've worked in sci-fi and fantasy a lot. What keeps bringing you back to these type of projects?
They're great roles. You can't always find roles like this. I just have so much fun. That's all it is. I just like playing good roles.
Next question.
First of all, I just want to say I'm a huge fan of you guys, especially Peter and Summer. You guys rule. But it's actually kind of a general question. I heard the Amonomarth in that last clip, and I was wondering just who else, what other awesome musicians we might expect to hear upcoming, and how inspiring that is to you guys, I guess.
Actually, when we first did the prep for the film, I gave the script to my composer Bear McCreary, who worked with me on the last film, and he read the script and goes, "Do it! I'm doing it. It's got to happen." And when Ryan was working with Bear on something, which we're not going to give away, Bear made a metal mix of everything that he's loved, and there's a lot of heavy metal. And I don't want to give too much away, but that the Amon band is definitely in there. Metal Blade was a huge supporter of us from the beginning and hooked us up with some stuff. But Bear's basically making a heavy metal orchestra. It's going to be so rad.
I heard some applause for Bear, but I think they may not. More people will applaud if they know that he's the composer for
Battlestar Galactica and Walking Dead and Wrong Turn 2. Yeah, but yeah, he's so psyched, and the stuff that he's been making is mind blowing. It's amazing.
Yes, ma'am. Next question.